Good morning, staff. I want to take just a moment and walk through our updates and reminders for the week. I may start doing this from time to time. Sometimes it's good that you just hear my voice, and sometimes as you read, it's easy to skip through things, and just want to make sure that we're all on the same page, especially as the quarter winds down. Make sure you're checking the DNF report, looking at those students that we need to meet somewhere in the middle, probably in Smart Lunch. Reach out to them if they have a D or an F. That's not an optional request. Looking to serve those students well. Also remember to check the attendance tab on the Excel document. I'd like for everyone to go ahead and write down, I believe today there's 8 days left, but there's 8 days left until the quarter ends. Just putting a countdown on your board, that's helpful for students and for us as we plan the days ahead. Want to make sure that we have plenty of opportunities for students to earn marks to balance that grade book. If you haven't done so already, please ask me if you need help with that. And then to evaluate your pacing. We've missed a few days with the snow and then the ACT today. So want to look at your pacing guide, and we don't want students to suffer just because we may have gotten behind a little bit. This is an important document for me, the trauma takeaways. You can go to Google Forms and open that up and fill this out for accreditation, and then just also for good practice. You sit in a workshop like that and 8 hours, give or take, and you are drinking from a fire hydrant. And just want you to take a minute to write down 3 or 4 things that you took away from that workshop, how you may implement them in your class. And I place my notes here. Please don't judge the spelling on those. I was typing very quickly. Also put the link for Texas Christian with TBRI, some interesting research there I was looking at the other day. And then some of my big takeaways from the workday on Monday. We do not power struggle with students. We share power, not all the power, but some of the power. Collaborating with students, never arguing back and forth with students. It's never a good place to be. What is the need behind the behavior? A lot of times we will try to fix a problem, but we're not meeting the need. We're just putting band-aids on the original problem that lies underneath. So getting there. And then I love this idea of love increasing neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change based on experience. So many of our students come from broken homes, and this idea of them coming to our school to be surrounded not only by people that love them, but by the love of Christ. So changing even the actual brain is pretty wild to think about. WebTool Backpack, Mrs. Nelson put this together. It's a great document of all the things that she's using and trying, and based on the differentiation workshop in Simple K-12. If you're looking to try something new, get over here and click on one of these links and try something different. If you're in a rut in your classroom, switch it up. So this WebTool Backpack is just a great document that we can all add to. So if you're using something that's not on the document, go back and add that to it. ACT School Day, that is today, going on right now, so pray for our students if you're watching this today. Thursday night we have open house. If you want to come and tell about how great our school is, please click there, sign up, and then I am slowly but surely making my way around and doing some observations. Love to watch you guys teach. It's probably one of my favorite things to do. So just trying to get in classes. So please, if you have something that's going on, you're like, man, I wish Mr. Hamilton would come watch me teach that day, email me. I'll do my best to come see you teach. Simple K-12, remember to be working on differentiation unit that we have. And then the cultural translator. I look forward, I read this every week. It's usually 3 little bullet points that you can walk through and glean information from with our teenagers. And for this week, it's why teenagers don't take your advice. I believe that's something we all could learn from. And the article is basically stating sometimes they just want our comfort. They don't necessarily want our advice. They just want us to listen and to reassure them that they have what it takes to be successful. So some interesting information there with the cultural translator. Few reminders. Please wipe your desk down. Trying to prevent the flu. Google Classroom. Make sure those are staying updated. Communication with parents, especially as we end up the quarter. There's no excuse not to have good communication with your students and your parents. Can literally send information at a click of a button. And then Guidance Lunch and Smart Lunch just really want to make sure that we're tapping in and building those relationships. I've dropped into a few of these over the past couple weeks, and some of them are fabulous. You guys are sitting down and having meaningful conversations, but also pushing through the information that Dr. Simulton is having you guys work through. So just want to continue to make those engaging for students, and really don't forget the focus of building relationships in those, and building students up, especially those students that may come from backgrounds of trauma. What a great way to meet them and to pray with them. One good question to ask students if you don't know how to maybe engage with them is the question of, how can I pray for you? You would be shocked, amazed, and surprised what comes out of their mouth a lot of times. And if they say, there's nothing you can pray for, say, I want you to go home, think about it, and write 2 things down or 3 things down and bring them back to me tomorrow so that I can pray for them. I'll put them right there in my Bible and I'll pray for you over the next week. Man, that goes a long way with kids. Prayer requests, you can look at those, but just want to remember we have a lot of sickness going on. Tammy and Sophie. Sophie's not been doing so hot with her medical, just some red blood cell stuff. Want to remember Sophie. Lauren and Rick both lost family members. I want to continue to lift them up. Sometimes we are very good about that initially, and then as the weeks and months go by, we seem to forget those things. So want to continue to lift those folks in prayer. Carrie Lee is pregnant with, I don't know if it's a boy or girl yet. I don't know. But Carrie Lee's pregnant, and she is doing fabulous, and want to continue praying for her health. And then Michelle, the backbone of our entire high school that holds all things together, is holding a lot together with her family at the house, and so just want to remember Michelle. Please feel free to add to these teachers. This is something that, as a culture, just developing, taking care of one another. Sometimes we may not be able to meet everyone's need, but we can definitely pray for one another. So just wanted you guys to hear from me, and know that I'm praying for you, that I care for you. I want you to be as successful as possible, so please let me know how I can help. Again, please make sure you get these things taken care of. For me, it makes my job easier and makes your job easier. So thank you very much, and I hope you have a great Tuesday.